everyone, I'm Nicole Guillaume with Guiding Echoes, the channel that is devoted to your spiritual and personal growth. And in today's video, we are talking about prayer journals. So, why might you want to start a prayer journal? What's the purpose? Um, for me, prayer journals help me to stay focused. So, I don't know about you, but sometimes if I'm praying, my mind starts to wander, just like in meditation, our minds wander. And what I have found is that when I sit down and I open up my journal and I start writing in it, I'm able to stay more focused. I'm able to stay more guided and continue with the intention that I had when I sat down to pray. Another thing that's interesting is that when you sit down to pray and you write in your prayer journal, so really you're writing a letter to God or the universe, sometimes what will happen is you'll kind of open up this door where the divine is able to meet you halfway and give you the answers that you seek. So I believe that by slowing down our thoughts and staying focused, we're really able to get in tune with the divine spirit, and the divine spirit is able to give us answers sometimes right away. So we're able to get the guidance and insight we need simply because we took the time to stop, focus, slow our thoughts down, and enter prayer in a very contemplative attitude. So, this is the journal that I'm using for my prayer journal. To be honest, I'm not prayer journaling a lot anymore. I'm using more of a manifestation technique, and I will create a video for of that soon. So be on the lookout for that. But for my prayer journal, this is it right here. And as you can see, it says love never fails, Corinthians or 1 Corinthians 13:8. So it's just a pretty journal. I would recommend that you get a journal that really speaks to you, because this is going to be your holy sacred book, right? You're approaching the divine, you're approaching God. And so you want to honor that by getting a notebook or a journal that feels good for you. So imagine that this journal is your temple, because it's where you're going to pray. It's where you're going to communicate with the divine. So, the three different types of prayer journals I would recommend for you is, well, the first one I would call it a free flow. So, free flow is when you would approach your prayer without a specific intention. So, you're not praying because you want to ask the divine for anything. There's really nothing that you're wanting to get out of it other than a connection with the divine. So this would be the equivalent of picking up the phone and talking to a friend just for the sake of talking to a friend. And so when you do the free flow method, you can talk to the divine about absolutely anything that is on your mind. There is no topic that is off limits. There is absolute openness and honesty and vulnerability. So you do not hold back at all when you are in free flow. The second kind that I recommend is more contemplative. And this is something that I used to do a lot as a Christian. So, what I would do is, as I was reading my Bible, if a passage really stood out to me or a scripture really stood out to me, I would highlight it. I would read it over and over again. I would just focus on it. And if it really struck a chord with me as I continued to meditate on it, I would write it down in my prayer journal, and I would form a prayer around it. So, for example, we have love never fails. So, if I were going to use that as my prayer, I might write in there and be like, God, I understand that, your scripture says love never fails, but I don't feel that that's true. I had this situation recently where I loved someone and he didn't love me back, or he treated me poorly, or whatever it is. And so you just really contemplate on that, and you write down what's in your heart. And it doesn't have to be argumentative either. It can also be positive. So it could be love, contemplating love never fails. And you can say, God, I really see all the places in which love has healed my life, when there has been true love pouring through me and out from me. And when I have felt the loving kindness of the universe, I can feel how it has healed these different wounds within my soul. So you really get into that scripture, and it's kind of like you're talking about it and you're validating it, or you're asking questions about it. But that's one way that you can really dive deeply into any type of scripture or holy book. So again, I would call that a contemplative prayer, because you are taking a scripture or passage and you're contemplating it, and you are having a discussion with the divine. The third type of prayer journal I would recommend is a miracle journal. And you could also call this an intention journal if you want to. But with the miracle journal, there is a specific intention. There is very much a specific result that you want to get. And this would be the miracle that you're praying for. So maybe the miracle is that you need to move and you're trying to figure out where you should move to. Maybe the miracle is that you need more money or you would just like more money. Maybe the miracle is you'd like to fall in love. So, whatever it is, you have a desire, you have a wish that you want the universe to help you to fulfill. So, what you would do in your prayer journal for your miracle journal is on the very first page, you write down what it is that you want to manifest. What is it that you're asking God to do for you? And for the next few days, for 30 days, I would recommend, is when you continue to pray only for that thing that you desire. And when you are praying for it, you can ask for it outright. I know that there's a lot of weird information that we get about that. There's some, especially law of attraction teachers or prayer coaches, that say you need to speak about the things that you want as if you already have them. But you can ask for them. You can. So if there's a specific amount of money that you need, you can say, Divine Spirit, thank you for meeting me here today. I have a request of you. I know that you are the gatekeeper of all that is good. I know that you have abundant wealth and abundance that I don't have access to right now. So could you provide me with X amount of money? And you may want to list why you need that money or why that's a good amount for you or whatever it is. So you can ask for it outright. And I would recommend that after you ask for it, you can continue to ask for it every day if you want. But I would start getting into that phase of talking about it as if you already had it, talk about it as if you expect to receive it. That's just as powerful. So you can say, Divine Spirit, thank you so much for delivering the $10,000 to me. I know that it's on its way. And when I get it, this is what I'm going to do with it. Just really get into that vibration of feeling as if you've received it, of knowing that it's on its way, of knowing that the Divine Spirit is taking care of you and is going to give you what it is that you ask for. So do that for 30 days, okay? At minimum. And if it doesn't show after 30 days, try not to get discouraged and think this doesn't work. Maybe just try a different way of asking for it, or maybe add a guided meditation to that in addition to the prayer, or use prayer beads and find a good affirmation. There are so many different ways that we can petition the divine and that we can get our needs met, that we can draw in miracles to us, okay? Another thing you can do when working with your miracle prayer journal is to really sit and contemplate the fact that the universe wants to give you what you ask for. The universe has already said yes. Okay, it's already said yes to you. Now it's just a matter of finding the appropriate funnels and channels to bring you what it is that you ask for. So I want you to get into the habit of imagining that what it is you're asking for is flowing right down to you. Okay, imagine that the divine is bringing that very thing to you and you're just in this energy of acceptance. So open up your energy, open up your heart, and say, Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this to me. This is amazing. This is awesome. Like, I know it's on its way because I can feel it. So take a few moments to do that after you write in your miracle journal. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have a prayer journal or you have a different way of praying or working in your journal, you have a different method, I would love to hear about that. Go ahead and place your questions or comments in the comment section down below. And if you have a story you would like to share with us about how prayer journaling helped you through a hard time, or how you were able to manifest something amazing, or how God delivered something amazing to you because of your prayer journal or your prayer life, we'd like to hear that too. Those stories are so inspiring and they really give people the encouragement they need, the inspiration they need to not give up. So put your story in the comment section down below. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, I would like to welcome you to the Guiding Echoes community, and I'd also like to invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here on this channel, we love to talk about spiritual topics such as the afterlife, consciousness, prayer, and things of that nature. And if that's up your alley, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, remember to hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I release new videos in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.